Hi everyone, my name is Hunter, and today I'm going to show you a 0 to 60 run of 4.63 seconds that I was able to achieve in my 2014 Infiniti Q50S Hybrid. I measured my run using a VBOX Sport. VBOX Sport is manufactured by a British company called Racelogics. It uses GPS satellites to precisely measure performance, speed, and distance traveled on a car down to the 100th of a second. So the first thing I do after making my run is remove the SD card from the VBOX and get it in the computer. Then I open up the Performance Box Tools software that came with the VBOX. Open up my run. Each time you turn on the VBOX, it creates a separate file that just runs continuously until you turn off the VBOX, and then it timestamps the file. For whatever reason, the time is off just a little bit. I actually did this run around midnight or a little after midnight on December 19th, but it shows a time of 6:20 a.m. It's nothing that's been important enough to me to call to try to figure out what's going on there, but I'm sure it's just some setting that's off. Anyways, I open the file, and you can see a graph. It has my two 0 to 60 runs that I did in this file. This kind of like boxy looking graph is actually the number of satellites the VBOX is locked onto at any given time. Down here you have what's called the graph map. It's actually a map of where you were. And if I move the cursor, it shows you where I was. So going forward, this is me doing during the first 0 to 60 run, then going around the block, coming around doing the second 0 to 60 run, and irritating the hell out of anybody who might be working late on that street, hopefully nobody, and then going home. So to analyze your run in more detail, you come up here and hit acceleration results and hit 0 to 60. And you have the two runs here. So I click this to isolate that second run, and I get one big graph showing speed in red, distance down here, and again you have the satellites. This is the number of satellites locked on. The x-axis is seconds, and the y-axis is the most important thing here, is miles per hour. So the first thing I want to do is set the distance traveled to 1 foot. And the reason is because all 0 to 60 times in magazines are based on how acceleration is measured at a drag strip, which means the car is allowed a 1 foot rollout before the timer actually starts. So to fairly compare my car's 0 to 60 to 0 to 60 times in magazines like Car and Driver, Road and Track, and Motor Trend, you have to have that 1 foot rollout. Otherwise, you will always come up with a disadvantaged, slower time when comparing. So we get this set exactly to 1 foot, which again, it's measured in hundredths of a foot there. It's very precise. And we come up here and we get our seconds of 0.33 seconds is the 1 foot rollout time. That is a pretty standard 1 foot rollout time. I have seen 0.2 second 1 foot rollout times for faster cars, definitely more exotics. 0.3 is pretty standard for a sports sedan like the Q50S Hybrid. And I've even seen 0.4 seconds on my car when I've done a run starting in EV mode, because starting in EV mode, there's just a little bit of lag starting out before the engine actually comes on. But it doesn't affect 0 to 60 time too much because, again, you have a slightly slower rollout, which kind of works in your favor. So after establishing the 0.33 second 1 foot rollout, the next thing I do, let's see, is I want to bring the cursor up to exactly 60 miles an hour. And at 60 miles an hour, we are at 4.96 seconds. So 4.96 minus 0.33 gives you the 4.63 0 to 60 time.